Family, your brother, old God, hip hop news, uncensored. Hit that subscribe button.
Hey, yo, can we cut this beat off? I might need to do this a cappella. Yo, role model. I'll roll a model down a hill over broke bottles of Coke products if she don't. And to the bumper, hit the throttle while I'm trying to hit the potholes. I freaking take Madonna.
Though one could never deny the lyrical prowess of an Eminem, we must look into how Eminem rose to be even considered to be one of the greatest rappers of all time. Let's go back.
His real name is Marshall Mathers, but you probably know him as Eminem. He's the biggest selling artist of the past decade, earning 13 Grammys, 1 Oscar, and mountains of criticism for lyrics that are as profane as they are poetic. Whether you're a fan of rap or not, Eminem's life story is an extraordinary tale of success against all odds. A story he rarely talks about, and one we first told you about last October. Back then, we met up with Eminem in his hometown, Detroit, in order to find out how a white kid who never made it past the 9th grade was able to propel himself to the top of a predominantly African-American art form. When Eminem stepped out of the shadows last summer in Detroit in front of 40,000 people, it was a triumphant comeback for a superstar who had all but disappeared. Now 38 and sober, after struggling with addiction for 5 years, he has the energy and intensity of a boxer. A fighter trying to win from the crowd one simple thing.
Respect.
Respect.
Respect. You know, not to sound corny or nothing, but I felt like a fighter coming up, man. I felt like, I'm being attacked for this reason or that reason, and I gotta fight my way through this.
He's been fighting since he was a kid, living on the rough side of Detroit's 8 Mile, the road dividing the white suburbs from the mostly black city. 8 Mile is also the title of the critically acclaimed movie Eminem starred in. His character based largely on himself, an aspiring white rapper with a dead-end job, a troubled mother, and a dream of escaping his bleak life.
I mean, you still come back here?
Yeah.
To understand how Eminem got to where he is today, you need to know where he came from. Not just a broken home, but a series of them. Raised by a single mom, they lived hand to mouth, on and off welfare, constantly moving from one place to another.
So you had to change schools every couple months?
Yeah, I would change schools 2-3 times a year, and that was probably the roughest part.
The roughest and most formative. He was a shy kid in tough public schools and was frequently bullied.
You got beat up a lot as a kid?
Yeah, there was a lot of instances that I would.
You got beat up coming home from school?
Beat up in bathroom, beat up in the hallways, shoved in the lockers, just for the most part, man, just being the new kid.
He discovered rap as a teenager, and in its tough talk and street-smart sound, found his voice. After dropping out of high school, he began competing in local rap battles depicted in the movie. One-on-one verbal fights where the goal was to come up with the cleverest rhymes and the best insults.
Man, a dog, you embarrassed? This guy's a gangster? His real name's Clarence.
Hip-hop has always been about bragging and boasting, and I'm better than you with this, and I'm better than you with that. And I finally found something that, yeah, this kid over here, he may have more chicks, like he may have better clothes or whatever, but he can't do this like me. You know what I mean? He can't write what I'm writing right now. And it started to feel like, maybe Marshall's getting a little respect.
That respect was hard-won. He was often the only white guy competing in underground clubs like this one.
Did you feed off the fact that people maybe underestimated you or didn't respect you early on?
Definitely. I think that, there was certainly like a rebellious, like youthful rage kind of in me. And there was also, the fact of the no getting away from fact that I am white, and this is predominantly black music, and people telling me you don't belong, like you're not gonna succeed because you're this color. Then you want to show those people that, that you can and you will.
So it's apparent, and it's even more obvious from listening to the clip, that Eminem has an every bigger chip on his shoulder to prove people wrong. coming from the environment that he came from, being bullied, being beat up, being told that you're not going to make it in this industry, to actually being in the industry and being considered one of the top rappers. Now, we even have Nas on record as saying that Eminem murdered you on your own shit, as if that was a barometer, a test to see where Eminem ranked up. Now, numbers wise, sales wise, we already know what it is. But how about lyricism? How about freestyles? How about his protege, 50 Cent, in the game, speaking and saying that he is the best? Let's hear it.
See, hip-hop is black music, without question. And unfortunately for some people, it's tough to accept that you got a white artist that does it better than black artists. It is what it is. You know, and you could put either one, you could get whoever you feel like is the best black artist and stand them face to face in a room with them, and he will eat that alive. Right now, if you had them prepare themselves in whatever way they would have to prepare themselves to come to battle, and I bet what I have, everything I have, that meatloaf, we put you right there. And any other competition that we would put these artists in, he's obviously surpassed them. You know, there's points that they'll match, like M and J at points. That was Live Nation. Because he sold his touring career to Live Nation, they got to keep him hot enough to go get their money back. So they match him up with him, put them together, because he had momentum connected to his relationship with Beyonce and his record with Alicia. It makes sense. It makes sense that it's the Detroit, New York show, but it only makes sense to me because of business. It makes sense because M sold like 60 million records more than him. How you put them there like they're equals? It's tough for me to say some of this. I sound like a hater, but I don't care.
Game. What do you think of Recovery?
Classic. I love it. Yeah.
M's back.
Eminem is Eminem. If you notice in hip hop, Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself, man. Eminem is like the most lyrically insane. Even when I was going at 50 and me and Dre wasn't seeing eye to eye, man, I stayed away from the white dude, because he a problem. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like Eminem, I don't think it's a rapper he won't slay. And you don't even want a war with Eminem. He crazy.
He was talking about how he was going to pick fights. If he were to come at you with like a industry beef, what would you have done?
Run. Yeah, Eminem is. You don't understand. I'm a hip hop artist, and I'm one of the biggest ones in the world. You don't want a beef with Eminem. He shreds. He shreds MCs, like, for real. And I ain't his best friend or nothing. I'm just saying, I understand that he can't be seen by nobody. Jay, no, everybody know. You don't mess with the white boy.
All right.
Only model that I follows everything I drive, whether it's a Navajo or Tahoe, has got a win it. Naho, I don't got no freaking Bronco. You're looking for a pup, get a horse, Tano. I got a rusty Honda with some Bondo and a box of condoms, little blonde. Me, you too, like I'm at Bonnaroo, Boo and Bono. And I ain't from this planet, so Nanu, I'm intolerable. Too volatile, screw it, I don't gotta make the honor roll to be on a roll. I don't know much, what I do know, I'll do it prompt.
So did Eminem get into the conversation because he's white? Or did Eminem get into the conversation because he's one of the baddest lyricists out here? I will let y'all be the judge. Now, me personally, I don't think Eminem's the greatest lyricist or the greatest rapper of all times. I think he's dope. I think he's better than a lot of these rappers out here, like bar none. But I think there's a handful of people that are better than Eminem, and that's as much as I'll say. I'm gonna see what y'all got to say about this particular topic, comparing him to people like Jay-Z, Nas, and even people that came before. Like greats like Rakim and people like that came way before, Eminem and different things like that. So, let me know what y'all think in the comment section of the video. I know one thing I want to say is that Dr. Dre, has benefited immensely from 50 Cent. I don't know if I know that he even put Kendrick out. 50. He's responsible for, obviously, for Snoop, Eminem, and then, the beats thing, and you know, Dr. Dre is going to be the first, probably between him and Diddy. I think Dre might be edging it out. Will be the first hip hop billionaire. You know what I mean? And a lot of that had to do, he made it off the back of Eminem and other, you know, rappers. Eminem again, hundreds of millions of records sold. You know what I mean? So the success of Eminem, Dr. Dre benefit from. But tell me what y'all think. Is Eminem the greatest rapper of all time? And who y'all think is the greatest rapper of all time? Leave us comment in the comment section. All the people that's going to listen to this whole video, the loyal people, I definitely appreciate y'all. This your brother, Oh God, Hip Hop News Uncensored. All our links, our social media links are in the description box. Please subscribe now to get more. Double tap the button and hit the like button on the way out. And if you got time, please share the video. I appreciate y'all too. Peace.